AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Let me. Oh yeah, I can see the all 4 or 5 green bars. 4 or 5 green bars. Yo, Mr. Lycan, what's going on? Fabian PerspecTV in the building. Hold on. Hit the cough button real quick. As the colleagues adjust. Give me the thumbs up to get jump on. Oh, come on, man. It's not a game. Wait a minute. I see the jagged edge off-white silked out Scully in the mix. This is gonna be a classic episode. What is going? Hold on.
What we got going on? What's the word? What's the word?
What's the word? Oh man, baby, I promise. Don't hate you, girl.
I promise.
What was that game, Fabian? Explain to me. Yo, man, Mr. Lycan, we'll get into game 4 in a second. I think we're all disgusted with that. Fabian PerspecTV, expected, so accepted. Yo, let me get all balls.
Talk to me.
My man doing cartwheels. Are we live?
Big Flea in the building. What up? What up? OG,
What up?
Yeah, I know my brothers, man. Always happy to see y'all. Flea, Fabe. Let's get right to it, man.
Listen, man, game 4, Knicks got demolished. Does it get any worse? I don't know. I don't know what people are talking about. That was horrible. I don't think any of us expected to get that. We didn't see that coming. None of us talked about that. Trying to look up the score. I can't even. NBA.com's acting funny. Look up the score. Somebody give it to me, man. No,
121 to 89.
121 to 89. Got blown out by 33 points. It was going up to 50. It looked crazy. Nobody had it going. We will get into in a second about the blame being dished out here. Oh boy, you look like you got the burner out. So we got to go to you first. What was your reaction to game 4? What was going on? What happened?
I don't know where to start. First, I'm gonna say that wasn't Tibbs' fault. As far as I see everybody, trying to spin, Tibbs and running players in the ground, and I was very disappointed in game 4. This is why game 3 was very important for us. But I was very disappointed. But what we have to realize as basketball fans, forget me being a Knicks fan, we injured. We've been injured all season. Not making no excuses. If you out on the floor, okay, you got to be held accountable and play. But let's not forget, our best player has been injured all season in Brunson. We have no Randall. We have no Boggs. We have no Mitchell Robinson. We have no OG. Hartenstein's been injured all season. So for me, can't lose like that, though. I wouldn't care what nobody said. You cannot lose like that. You cannot lose like that. Game 4, listen, man, that was bad. That was bad. Now we have a series. Indiana's not a good team. I don't know, this is why this is the hate on the Knicks. Indiana's not a good team. But I'm going to say that McConnell is a thorn in our side. If Brunson don't put him in the blender, he reminds me of Kyle Lowry. He's annoying. He's a pest. He's going to hit big shots. To me, that's the only person that gets on my nerves. Everybody else on Indiana is mid, as the young guys say. The young people say. Nobody on Indiana scares me. But I was very disappointed in game 4. You cannot come out flat like that. You cannot be down 30 in the first quarter and literally have no chance of winning. Yeah, them guys is tired. Yeah, them guys is beat up. But you have to find a way to be competitive. Once again, I keep saying this about Brunson, then I pass it over to Flea. You don't have to score 30 and 40 every night. make smart decisions. Give me 20 and 12. That's what I always say. Get guys involved. I understand y'all fatigue. I understand y'all hurt, but listen, man, you cannot lose like that. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody say. It's no excuse. You cannot lose like that, Fleet. I'm flabbergasted, bro. I don't even know what to say, bro. That game 4 had me hiding up until right now.
Is that a McLovin shirt?
The legend.
The legend himself.
The legend.
Fire. That made my day right now. Wow. I love your shirt too, Flea, by the way. That's a Knicks shirt?
Yeah, you know. Always
Tagging them up.
Always
I disagree with AllBall. What do you think about game 4? Like, you can't come out like that and being competitive.
I'm fully probably on the complete other end of the spectrum. It's a series now, so you know that makes me nervous because now we got to go forward and every game is going to be touch and go. But I didn't expect us to get thumped like that in game 4, but that doesn't make me nervous. Like, this was the worst game of the season for the Knicks, not just the playoffs. This was the worst game of the season. So, you know, the people that don't watch Knicks basketball, the people that are casuals, the people that love to hate on the Knicks, they're gonna use game 4 as an indictment on the Knicks when that's not even who we are. That's not who we are. That's not how we rock. So I would be hard pressed for us to ever play. If we continue on into the Eastern Conference Finals, I would be hard pressed for us to ever play like the way we played in game 4. No legs. It's a 3:30 start, early afternoon game. Like, we coming off a game 3 where, you know, that shot that Nembhard hit was like, it just took the air right out of the balloon because Brunson hit a big 3 that really put us in position like, okay, we got the momentum back. He just put up a good shot. I mean, he just put up a shot. You know, I don't even know if it was a good shot or not, but it went in nonetheless. And I thought that carried over into game 4, right? We just didn't have any energy. First couple of minutes of that game, you could see this game wasn't going to be a good game, and we wasn't going to change it in the second half. Injuries are mounting up. I don't think that this is any indictment on Tibbs. Like, we got to stop that. I think that's becoming a lazy take now to be able to say that Tibbs is not a guy that, you know, he's a guy that runs guys into the ground. I think that's garbage now. That's garbage. Any of the injuries that we have right now are not because Tibbs doesn't play guys. Tibbs plays guys too many minutes. That's far from the case. It has nothing to do with any injuries that we currently have right now. Everybody that has an injury right now is, you know, it's freak accidents. A guy has a shoulder injury. He's out. Mitchell Robinson just had surgery again on Monday. Today, he just had surgery. That's the second surgery in like, 8 months? Like, so we just not healthy. We rolling out what we got. And, you know, I think we was able to see us at our worst. I don't think we'll play like that going forward. Game 5 is going to be a different story. So for me, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. That didn't do anything for me. Game 4, just a bad game.
So let's get to that because that's on the thumbnail, and I don't want to bounce around. I want to get to the Tibbs thing. And Kendrick Perkins and ESPN were clapping back at Charles Barkley for blaming Tom Thibodeau, and we'll get to that right now. Barkley blaming Tibbs for all the injuries and the Knicks, and just basically kicking the Knicks while they're down.
Knicks look exhausted. The TNT guys say the coach of the Knicks is the reason. Listen.
No matter how tough the Knicks are, everybody gets tired, especially when you're playing against guys who are fresh.
I understand that, but we all know Thibodeau, he ain't going to change now.
Yeah, but listen, man.
He ain't going to change now.
Yeah, but the Knicks going to pay for it in the long run. That's not right. This is the same stuff we just talked about in Chicago. As a coach, you have to learn from your mistakes. You just can't run guys in the ground. You're going to get hurt. That's why guys get hurt or tired. You can't play like that in the playoffs.
So those are the opinions that a lot of people have as they have watched this series and this team. But with the entire new audience joining us here at the top of the new hour, Big Perk, do you agree with what Charles and Shaq were saying?
Hell no. Hell no. I mean, what is Tibbs supposed to do? I mean, let's be honest. He's missing 4 of his key guys: Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, and Bogdanovich. Right? The Knicks was set up. They had depth when it comes down to the trades that they made at the trade deadline. But at the end of the day, he got to rock out with his guys. I think he did a great job of bringing in Alex Burke. We see McBride, right, this postseason getting extended minutes. We also see Precious Achiuwa getting an opportunity here. He even went to Jericho Sims. I mean, the last couple of games, he got him some minutes in. The thing with Tom Thibodeau, especially when you're a guy that's deep on the bench, if he give you 1 minute, you got to give him a reason to give you 2 minutes. And then you got to give him a reason to give you 4 minutes. That's how Tibbs is built. But when it comes down to the big 3, and I'm talking about Jalen, Dante, and Josh Hart, I mean, their identity is a perfect marriage to the coach.
Pacers get.
So that's what Kendrick going, clapping back to Charles Barkley. There is more I got to get to because Monica McNutt is up there, but I don't want to ruin the rhythm. And like you said, Flea, I think pointing to and I'm the Tibbs critic on here, and I ain't holding back. Pointing to Tom Thibodeau for the injuries, that's crazy. That's number one. Number two, again, we know Barkley and them don't watch the Knicks. For you to come out of nowhere and say these injuries came from Tom Thibodeau, the way they rotate, no. Like Alan Hahn made a great tweet about Charles Barkley.
Barkley played 45 minutes a game in the 93 NBA Finals stretch. Marley played like 45 minutes a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, Barkley, they made it the Knicks core average 45 minutes per game. Marley 44 minutes. Kevin Johnson 40 minutes a game. And I think that points to that, right? But to me, where Barkley messes up at, and all these guys, and Alan Hahn dropped the ball, in my opinion. Barkley's an MVP. He was the MVP that season. Kevin Johnson's a two-way point guard at that time, and Dan Marley, he's a two-way player, but he's the third, fourth best guy on that roster because the guy I forgot who the guy was sniffing coke back then. He had to sit down. They like
Richard
Dumas. I'm sorry, Richard Dumas. And they had Sabalos. That's the reason why Barkley could play 45 minutes. He's an MVP. Brunson can't. He's by himself. If OG's playing 45 minutes, if Randall was out here, he would play 45 minutes. I'm okay with those guys playing 45 minutes. Josh Hart cannot be playing 45 minutes. He just can't. He's not Charles Barkley. He's not Jalen Brunson. He's not Kevin Johnson. He's not Julius Randle. I don't expect him to be an MVP caliber guy. That's my problem with this, and it's always been my problem with this. My argument gets derailed when someone like Barkley, who does not watch the game, argues in the wrong fashion. Bro, it ain't because forget the injuries. I'm talking about we're about to play the Indiana Pacers. They play 9-10 guys. The bench and the starters play at the same pace. We don't have our guys fully loaded. Mitchell Robinson is hobbling. We have to approach this differently. If we don't have the same personnel, how are you approaching the game the same way with different players? That makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. But it gets lost because they argue it in a way where it's like, bro, I'm not even saying any of that. You can't blame the injuries on him. Julius Randle, when he went down, yeah, we were up 17. But that would have happened to Julius Randle in 5 minutes into the game because that's how he plays. So much so that when he fell, I was like, oh, he might get back up because he always does that. So all these injuries, it don't make sense to me. But that has nothing to do with the fact that I've always disagreed with Tom Thibodeau's rotations since the Philly series. Can't nobody deny me on this. I've been complaining about this. And that's my problem with this. It gets lost with these people. But shout out to Monica McNutt and shout out to Alan Hahn because the New York Knicks takeover is here, by the way. Let's not forget that. On the low, the Knicks took over ESPN. Like, everybody talking all this nonsense
about time. About time.
Hell over.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm over Charles Barkley and Shaq. Like it's evident they don't like the Knicks. It's clear as day they don't watch the games, and all they do is sit and wait for an opportunity to kick you while you're down. Because how do you go from Shaq saying, "I haven't seen a run like this since Allen Iverson," who we know played heavy minutes and laid his body on the line for the game. Charles Barkley saying this might be the greatest free agent signing of all time. To now, all of a sudden, because we got blown out by 40, this is Tom Thibodeau's fault. Help me out. What is he supposed to do? These are the playoffs. This is not regular season games. So are we expecting Sims and Burks and guys that we don't even know that's on the bench to play 15?
You heard what he said?
Nah, can't hear you. No.
You heard what he said? He said, this is the playoffs. You can't be playing guys high minutes. When do you play guys high minutes? Every possession matters. Every game matters. Now is the time to have the guys out there that you're going to ride or die with. Now is not the time to figure out rotations. Now is not you have to do that because the injury bug hit you. But in April and May, you should not be figuring out what your 7 to 8 man rotation is. That's insane. Not a good team. Let me say that. Not a good team. A good team, a 2 seed, a team that won 50 games this season should not be figuring out what the rotation is come playoff time. He should be making adjustments per what's going on in the series, but by no means should he be going completely away from what worked all season long.
But I don't think this is what worked all season long because Mitchell Robinson wasn't there all season long. So when we got him back, it's like, okay, against Philly, he's back, but there's no way he should be playing 15, 20, 30-minute games, in my opinion. Like, you're really testing the limits, and I don't think you should do that when Ochoa was just proved everything. All right, give him 5-10 minutes. Let's see what he does with Embiid.
So then what's the goal? Are we trying to max out this team? Are we saying Eastern Conference Finals and that's it? What's the goal? Because if we got a goal, right? If there's a goal in mind, then we need to be doing everything we can to maximize everybody we have to get to the goal that we're trying to achieve. If championship is the goal, certain games we got. A big reason why we were able to get out that Philly series is because of Mitchell Robinson and his defense on Joel Embiid. Regardless of Joel going off and being the MVP, all-time great player that he is, Mitch played a hell of a series against that dude before he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Thibodeau is in a position where he's got to play with what he's got. It's a shit hand. It's a shitty hand, but you got to play the hand you dealt at this point.
I get it, but again, it's been a part of his reputation to go.
But see, and that because it's a part of his reputation, I think that's easy to just attach to the situation. And
it's easy for someone like lazy like Barkley to do it. It's easy for someone like lazy like Shaq to do it. Yes, I agree with that. But again, that's if you're arguing with them. Mm-hmm. If you arguing with them, I can't argue with them because they're blaming injuries on them. I'm not blaming injuries on them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what I've been talking about since the playoffs started, bro. Why isn't Ochoa after the first game? I said, why isn't Ochoa in the game? That's crazy. Embiid is out there. Embiid should have no shot. He cannot go. He cannot move the way he wants to. Hartenstein can't guard him. And even if he could, the refs ain't letting him guard him. I'm seeing it. Even if he could, he doesn't keep his hands up. I'm seeing it. After game 1, Sean Bernard, shout out to him. He was on here, said the same thing. Yo, I'm surprised I didn't see pressures out there. Mm-hmm. Like that. So it's not like I'm being inconsistent. It sucks that I have to go. These are the guys that now you want to join me? Nah, man, get out of here, Charles. We've been said that. And let's not forget, you guys might be out of here. Just in case we forget, Bill Simmons is saying they're done. He's confirming that the NBC deal is in play. Yeah. Bill Simmons said that the NBA's new media deal with NBC has been agreed upon and expects to be announced after the playoffs. Shout out to Legion Hoops. They're saying RIP inside the NBA. And a part of that is, they might bring back inside the NBA, but just to cover that real quick, Ernie Johnson is tied to TNT and he's not leaving contractually. Mm-hmm. Charles Barkley has an out. He can opt out of the contract if the NBA doesn't re-sign with TNT. So he's saying, yo, if
all three of them are structured the same way, him, Kenny, and Shaq.
But the most important thing is Ernie and Charles, because if Ernie stays with TNT, And that they're trying to bring that show to NBC. And Charles is like, well, if Ernie ain't going, I ain't going. There's no more Inside the NBA. That's a new show. That ain't the same dynamic. We don't want to see that. We would love to see that music, NBC music with Inside the NBA. That would be crazy. But so it looks like it's the end of Inside the NBA. Oh boy, I put the report up that Bill Simmons is reported that after the playoffs they're gonna announce NBC got the NBA rights and Inside the NBA is gone. But it sucks that they're the guys trying to join me in my fight with my problem with Tibbs. I ain't talking about no injuries. You work with what you got. Yes. Last game is let's get to that. Tried to zip the drip. That ain't Tibbs' fault, man. And like, what could they have done? There's nothing. Like, you showed up. Brunson is not himself.
We missed 23s.
Yeah.
They shot 60-something%. Like, it was a bad game. It was just a bad game.
And hold on. And Indiana shot how, like, this guy was hitting step back 3-pointers all ball with 2 guys on him.
But can I ask y'all a question? Who is Tibbs playing instead of Josh Hart? If Josh Hart ain't playing all those minutes, who's coming off the bench and is going to have the effect on the game like Josh Hart? Please,
see, but I don't look at it. I don't look at it that way. You like,
should though.
No.
How you don't look at it that way?
Because how you gonna who in the NBA is bringing what Josh Hart brings to the NBA? What are we talking about right now? No. Well, of course we can. Of course we can. Because if nobody can replace Josh Hart right now,
brother,
we don't have anybody on our bench or anybody else's bench that can replace Josh Hart.
We're talking. We're talking about the Knicks. What I'm saying is, when we playing Hart, DiVincenzo, Brunson, so-called too many minutes, give me the legit backup guys, the reserves that's doing half of what they can do.
During the 76ers series, they should have played a 2 or more. Ben said that. Mitchell Robinson missed 1 game. We played 6 games. We played a total of 10 games.
But that's not
bro, I just did. I just said Ochua should have played more in the Philadelphia 76ers series. He didn't. You could have subbed him out and played Bogdanovich more, whatever.
We beat Philly in 6. Hold on.
You hold on, but you know how I feel about that. So again, if you want to argue with Charles Barkley, go right ahead. I've been said we should have swept them or beat them in 5. No way around that. And it's because you didn't sub them out the right way. Mitchell Robinson would have been playing 1 or 2 more extra games against the Pacers. He played 7 games in the playoffs, bro. Wow. Josh Hart could have easily sat down for Burks, for one of these guys. He just could have. I don't care if it's 3 or 4 minutes. That makes 0 sense to me. The Sixers were hobbled. You telling me the Pacers are stopping us from doing what? I don't get that part. And again, this is all coming out because game 4 was horrible. I cannot blame this on Tom Thibodeau. Or they were done. They were flat.
The Pacers, and I'm going to disagree with the both of y'all. The Pacers are a better team than I think we're giving them credit for.
Hold on, Fleet. Wait, Fleet, stay there. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead, OG.
We're not going to do that. When the Philadelphia 76ers series was over, I was on here and I was on my platform saying this Indiana Pacers series is going to be better than what people giving it out to be. And I said I won't be surprised if it goes 7 games. They are a carbon copy of us. I'm sorry, Fleet, but I just want to say that.
I mean,
you just started the show saying that. You said that they suck. That's what you started the show with.
They're a championship-led coach, right? Carlisle is championship pedigree, right? He comes from that. He's a championship-level coach. They have a guy on that team right now that has won a championship within the last 5 years, and Pascal Siakam, right? He's a younger player, but he's played on that level. They got a great young point guard in Tyrese Halliburton. His biggest fan is on the screen with us right now in Fabian Perspective, right? So, we got to stop acting like the Indiana Pacers are not a good basketball team. They're a good team. They're just we didn't play well. We didn't play well game 4. I think we're a better team. I feel like we're a better team. They're not. I don't think they're as good as us. I think we're a better team. I think we're a tougher team. I think we're a little more experienced team. I think we're a hungrier team. So all of those play into what we're doing. But we don't have the personnel. It just is what it is. You could cut this however you want to cut it, Fabian. That is a great question to ask you. If you would like Josh Hart to play less minutes, if you would like when Mitchell Robinson was playing, play less minutes, if you would like to see Brunson get a blow, DiVincenzo get a blow. Who are you playing in those minutes and still be in position to win playoff games, not regular season games, playoff games?
Okay, so now we'll now let's get even more specific. Playoff games against these Pacers, which I said from the beginning.
What? It's the playoffs, bro.
Oh, nah,
everybody is desperate right now.
And this is the same. And this is the same mentality that Tibbs got from the 1990s. I'm gonna play the same 7 guys, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm gonna break your feet. Mitchell Robinson. I don't care if you had surgery.
Guys.
No, he didn't, because he had an 8-man rotation in the first round, bro. In the first 2 games, he did that. Then he went away from it. I'm telling you what I saw. Then when Mitchell Robinson finally broke his foot in half, you put Achua in there. Achua and OG Anunoby locked and beat up, and then we never saw Achua again in the series. What is Thibodeau doing? Do not tell me that I'm bugging. So to say Thibodeau has no culpability is crazy. When going into the series, I said, okay, the Pacers are who they are, the #1 offense in the league. The bench and the starters play the same exact pace. Who do you bench Josh Hart for? What he's doing right now? Did he play 48 minutes yesterday? Did he play 48 minutes the game before?
It's a shame how you don't realize how we got here. We got here.
Oh my God! No. It's a shame. It's a shame that you asked me a question. He did exactly what I said after game 2. Now all of a sudden I'm bugging when he said, okay, maybe 40 minutes is too much. I'm going to put Alec Burks in the game for once against a team who can't defend, and he's 6'6" and could get anywhere against the Pacers. At least he's trying. Give him 5-10 minutes. What's the problem with that?
Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. So this is what's comical to me. Not us, but the whole basketball world picked Philly to beat New York. Did I hear anybody complaining about minutes? Exactly. Let me finish. Let me finish. We get to Indiana. Did Tom Thibodeau have a reason to play Burks in games 1 and 2?
Yes. I know you were asking me that. There's no way possible you asking me that. There's no way possible you asking me, did he have a reason to play Burks and Achua more after that Philly series? Especially going into a series against a guy who plays 9 or 10 other players throughout the whole game. Halliburton is hobbled. They're gonna have to fill in for him. This is what they've been doing going into the series. I don't care if he's Alec Burks.
Milton should be playing right now.
I don't care about Shake Milton. I'm talking about Alec Burks and Precious Achiuwa. I don't care about that guy. I'm talking about Alec Burks and Mitchell Robinson.
The rest of our bench.
Because you have
you want Achiuwa in the game so bad. I told you I love Precious. Y'all know I love Precious, but I don't care what anybody says. Tibbs is a damn good coach. We did not get where we are without him, and I trust his judgment on a lot of things. That we are here for. Find me another coach that's going to get us to where we are with what we had this year. Find me another one. So for you to be questioning whether he should be playing Precious more, it's like, for
me to be questioning whether he should have been. And I didn't wait till we got hurt. I didn't wait till game 6, so I don't want to hear this. I said it in real time.
We in the semifinals, game 5. Like, we in a must-win situation right now. Like that. Worrying about if we're gonna play him last series or last month. That don't matter. That doesn't matter. We got to do what we have to do right now.
It matters in the conversation. We're talking about someone who was doing that in real time. That ain't right. Because if Barkley can't explain that, if you're Barkley, you can't explain it. How do you avoid an injury like that? What are you talking about? OG Anunoby was going, and that's another thing. Ever since we got OG, we were talking championship Eastern Conference Finals. That's the reason why. I hope AllBall that we feel now that OG is the element. It's Jalen Brunson and OG, the best two-way player on our team by far, and he's gone. This is going to be tough because Flea sounds defeated. You think game 5 game? Okay.
I'm not defeated. I'm not panicking. We got thumped. So that's a bad game.
Like I said, it's just comical to hear from guys like Barkley, Shaq, Paul Pierce, Draymond, all these haters that in the first series they praised Brunson, and now that we had a bad game, now all of a sudden Tibbs is playing guys too many minutes. Once again, if we hit free throws, we are not in the position in Philly or right now. That's not Tom Thibodeau's fault. I'm gonna say it again. Everybody picked Philly. We beat Philly. Some of those games that guys might have played too many minutes or just may have got a little bit knick-knack or injured, hit free throws, get the game over, take care of the ball at the end of the games, and we ain't in these positions. Same thing with game 3. If we win game 3, yesterday doesn't matter. But once again, these guys sit and do lazy work because when we winning, all they got to say is, wow, Brunson is going crazy. Because they don't even watch the games. But as soon as we lose, now here we go. You throw the dirt all up on the casket and you go berserk. Tom Thibodeau has been doing a great job. He is part of the reason we are the 2 seed, which nobody thought we would be. He's part of the reason Jalen Brunson is a top 5 MVP candidate. Look at the season these guys is having. Once again, we just got hit with the injury bug. It happens. If this was any other team, they would have every excuse in the book. You know how bad I want to curse. But because it's the Knicks, everybody got some slick to say. But on my watch, I'm not having it. Nah. Tom Thibodeau is doing what he can do. We have 7 players. Them other guys, you cannot put them in the game. It's times pressures look great. Then it's times you can't trust him on the court.
So you think going forward, it should be the 7 man, it should be 6, 7 guys going against the Pacers game 5? That's what you want to see? Who are the players going to play next game?
At this point, you have to coach as a desperate coach. You have to play. You have to a sense of urgency across the board because yes, we are depleted. So you don't know what you're going to be rolling out there every game. You don't know. You don't know who's going to play what. You at one point you knew who was going to finish games. He doesn't know that anymore. It's all going to depend on what situation, where we're at, what's going on. We're losing the rebounding battle the last 2 games. That's a problem. So now we got to figure out how do we regain that edge on the glass. If we regain the edge on the glass, this series is over.
I mean, the 8-man rotation, who's coming off the bench? Precious, Burks, Deuce McBride. Once again, I have no problem. Everybody know I'm not a big Tom Thibodeau fan. I told you, I'm learning to respect him. He's done a wonderful job this season. He's not to blame. It's just unfortunate. Look at what he's been having to deal with literally game by game. Game by game, we don't know what's going on with our organization with the Knicks players. Game by game, somebody could come up and say, I can't play or I'm injured. Bro, what he's been doing is legendary. So it's just sad that you have former players acting like they don't understand this. Who cares what Tim did in Chicago? This ain't Chicago. How long ago was that? He's not coaching how he was coaching in Chicago. What are you talking about? He's coaching.
He's a very different coach.
Yeah, what did they come on, man?
Very different coach.
Yeah,
he had to sit down for a few years. He had to go without a head coaching job and really elevate his level of coaching, how he saw the game before he got another job. Like people act like.
And Derrick Rose didn't have to go through this. He wasn't missing Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, and who was the third guy? Who was the big man?
Butler.
No, before Jimmy Butler.
They were in the conference finals.
Ben Gordon coming off the bench.
Imagine missing those 3 guys.
They were in the conference finals when everything was rocking and rolling. When everybody was healthy and ready to go, that Chicago Bulls team was in the conference finals.
Hey, fellas, you know what's sad though? I'm really starting to understand how lazy we've gotten as people. They blame Tibbs for coaching too hard, practice, and playing guys too many minutes. Mm-hmm. The Kobe Bryant era, the Isaiah Thomas era, the Michael Jordan era, the John Stockton era. This would never be a complaint. Practice, coach hard, and playing too many minutes. Listen, man, it's sad to see guys like Shaq and Barkley be soft like this. Because I know for a fact, in this same situation, guys like Shaq and Barkley ain't going to want to come out the game. And those guys were so bold that they would tell the coach, so-and-so on them is not playing in this series. They ain't ready. So for me, these guys is full of, you know what, man? It's sad, man. It's sad. It's
But I
sad.
got again, if we're using that, that's why I think everybody's wrong at. You can't compare Shaq and Barkley playing 45 minutes, Michael Jordan, all of the top tier, top 5 MVP caliber guys, they can play 45 minutes. Those are the guys supposed to be playing 45 minutes. Kevin Johnson, two-way player. Scottie Pippen playing 45 minutes. Dennis Rodman play. These guys and
Your best rebounder
Rodman
needs to play 45 minutes. Don't tell me Josh Hart shouldn't be playing 45 minutes. He's your best fucking rebounder. Don't tell me that.
And then, so don't tell me he's not tired. Don't tell me yesterday
What are you talking about?
That wasn't Tom Thibodeau's fault at all
He's
whatsoever.
not the MVP, so what? He gives a valuable attribute to what we do in winning. He cleans the glass. The 6'5" guard that we have is the best rebounder on the floor half the time between both teams. And you telling me you got to take him off the floor?
If Hartenstein and Precious and Deuce and Burks do their job, these guys wouldn't have to be on the floor 45 plus minutes. Deuce has been looking lost sometimes. Hartenstein is not even averaging double-digit rebounds, and sometimes Precious Ochoa looks like he's lost and don't want to be out there. And don't get me on Burks. Yeah, he had a great game. He came up big in game 3. But I'm pretty sure in practice, and like Kendrick Perkins said, I agree. If I put you on the floor for 2 minutes and you look like you don't know what you're doing, get you out of here. Let me get my guys in there that I can trust. That's basketball. I'm sorry.
Yeah, again, if you're okay with Josh Hart playing 48 minutes a game, God bless you, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where that works at. Barkley averaged 45, not 48. This guy was playing the most minutes all time.
So he can sit down for 3 minutes, Fabian. Like,
bro, you have to. This is what you tend to do. This is what you do as at 2 stints, 2 different coaching eras for Tom Thibodeau. This is what you've been doing when things hit the fan. You clam up, and this is what you tend to do. Something got to give, and it's not like I was dead wrong. I was proven right. Achua should have played more when they had Mitchell Robinson in there. Why didn't you play more? I don't understand that part. Why don't you give Mitchell Robinson the time to sit on the bench, especially when Hartenstein can't match up against Embiid? And even with this series, how do you not have 7 or 8 guys ready to go for the whole game? I don't understand that part. I ain't talking about the injuries. I ain't talking about that.
Brunson is a top 5 MVP candidate this year. Brunson has played some of the best basketball that we've seen in a very, very long time. They traded R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly, obviously, for a piece that we're gonna go forward with, right? He could have buried Deuce McBride on the bench, buried him. We could have never even heard of what Deuce McBride's got. You know what he did? He played him, and he played him, and he played him, and now Deuce is averaging more points, rebounds, and assists in the playoffs than he was in the regular season, all because Tom is doing something different than he's used to doing. Come on, Fabian. Don't tell me this guy is doing the same things that he did in the past, bro.
I'm talking about, again, when we were at full strength and you have Randall, OG there, even before Mitchell Robinson, Hartenstein, you have a rotation. He has no, what I said from the middle of the season, finally, when I was giving Tibbs his props, finally the front office gave him guys that you cannot say are not Tibbs guys. McBride is really a Tibbs guy.
Yeah,
you can't say that.
That's a Tibbs guy.
Okay, so you can't say we're gonna bench him. No, because we've seen enough where we get rid. Hold on.
My point. Hold on. Let me.
I get it.
My point is that he buries young players, right? He's a young player. My point was he didn't bury the kid when he could have easily done it off of what has he done to earn minutes. They moved quickly and said, you know what? I trust this kid and I'm gonna play him.
And Grimes. Once you move Grimes,
yeah,
and even
opened up
Bogey,
plenty minutes for Deuce.
Right, because even Burks was still a raffle ticket, because we knew with Burks it was like, we don't like. So he's only there to give you a rest. That is it. Because it ain't Shake. I definitely want you mentioned Shake Milton. I don't want him in the game. That's when you mentioned him. Like, no, not him. Just get Burks and Achua. It's not that hard to me. Keep an 8-man rotation. To me, it's not that difficult. You have to. You're not strategizing to replace Josh Hart's 25,000 rebounds. No, you're strategizing to give Josh Hart 4 minutes rest and catch a breather. That's what that's for.
But you got to understand something. It's all been a trickle down effect. OG has been highlighting how garbage Isaiah Hartenstein has been on the glass these first 4 games. He's highlighted that. we also have to highlight Mitchell Robinson being out of this series. So now think about this, please, for a second. Lack of rebounding from both bigs, and you're asking to take the best rebounding player off the floor for however many minutes, whatever. This is the playoffs, man. This is the playoffs. Every possession matters. We need him. No,
I think you're right. He had in
come on, Fabe.
OG's last 4-5 games, he averaged 8 rebounds. He went crazy. He had 9 rebound game, 14 rebound game.
No Mitchell. Hartenstein forgot how to rebound the basketball. So now you want we were rest?
That is we can't.
But hold on.
Off season to be here soon.
Flea, hold on. Great point, right? Not only are they not giving us nothing on the rebounds, they ain't giving us jack, you know what, as far as locking anybody down. They ain't protecting the rim. They ain't doing no type of You
can hear him? Nah.
The sound went up.
I get that. Do we expect bench players or the guys that we don't expect to play well? And the reason why they're why they're on the bench in the first place, do we expect them to go? No, you can't possibly expect them to do that. That's not at all. Yeah, we can hear you.
We got you, OG.
So just real quick, Flea made a great point. Y'all both made great points, but Flea just said what they're not giving us on the rebounding. But think about this also, Flea. They not defending the rim. Whoever they're guarding, they're not getting no defensive stops. Precious O'Trua and Hartenstein, they're not giving us anything on both ends of the floor. If Josh Hart and Devin Chisholm and Brunson is not playing these minutes, we're not in the second round. And I'm going to say one thing that gets me upset about Shaq. Shaq is big on, you can't blame the coach. I've heard him say this numerous times. Man, we as players, we get on the court, we got to play. How many times have we turned the ball over at the end of the games, Flea? How many times have we missed free throws?
A lot.
How many times have we done the dumbest shit in the world and give 4 points away with goaltending?
Mm-hmm.
That is not on Tibbs. If Tibbs don't coach how he's coaching, we are not in the second round. We are not this. Tibbs could have easily said, I don't want to get the second seed. Let's get the third seed. Let's play Indiana first. No, we're going to get the second seed. We're going to get home court advantage for the first 2 rounds. Once again, a lot of these players, how many times are we going to blame it on the coach? They are firing coaches every year. And then the teams are not getting better. They get worse. It's the players. I'm not blaming Tibbs with none of this. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
There's no way you could say the free throw thing and what the mistakes they make on the court. You can't argue that's Tibbs. That's impossible. That would be crazy to actually argue that. That's silly. That the free throws, the defensive labs, nobody could guard anybody the way OG does. That's on them. Of course, Tibbs is giving you that opportunity. I'm with you 1,000%. But there's no way you could tell me that the only way we could have beaten the 76ers is Josh Hart playing 48 minutes. That is not true in my opinion. Hartenstein playing that many minutes, getting in foul trouble in the first quarter for that every single game. That is not true.
Yo, bro,
that's
look
the
how
makeup.
close those games was. What are you talking about?
That's the makeup of our basketball team. For some reason, you think that we are just flushed with talent on our team.
No,
you have to be realistic, Fabian. We do not have like this laundry list of players that go out there and can do some of the same similar things that Josh Hart brings to the table. Our team is constructed of specific type of guys. What do I always say? We win because we play tough and we play harder than anybody else in the league. We are not going to out-talent you. So for you to keep saying that it is okay, yes, I get rest is one thing. I got that. But it's coming off as if you're trying to say he needs to be rested extended minutes and we'll be okay. And
I've never said anything about extended minutes for players that I don't even want to see on the court for that long. We all agree. I love Jericho Sims as a talent, but Flea's been saying this for a while. He don't even know how to play basketball, which is crazy. That is the most official it is. But as soon as he got in the game yesterday, Flea, I almost threw my phone across West 4th Street. It was crazy. What are you doing? You can't even block Tim McConnell, whatever the hell his name is.
He got an 8-second violation call.
I'm trying to
That
tell
means
like,
he can't play basketball. So if you're asking me, do I want that guy on the court for 10 minutes? Hell no. But there's no way Hartenstein, and you got Hartenstein out there. You had Mitchell Robinson, Hartenstein, and Ochoa. You cannot have right now, currently. We all have to agree with this. You can't start Mitchell Robinson. Hartenstein and Ochoa anymore. One of them got to replace each other. They cannot be on the court at the same time for too long.
You got to stagger their minutes. I don't think
okay.
That's smart to do that. But he's gonna rock in a hard place now. OG.
I'm not.
What is he supposed to do?
But I'm not saying he's not. We all agree that he is, but we have to think this through.
If we can all agree that he is, then I need you to give him some grace, man. Because Jesus Christ, you acting like,
oh man.
All right.
Why do I have to give somebody grace if I feel like this? I'm not saying he's not a great coach. I'm not saying he never deserved his coach of the year awards. I'm not saying he shouldn't have been up for that for this year, bro. He's great. I love everything about him. That mentality. That's the guy I want with the strategy. Just the Spoelstra's little buck too fast. I don't want him out there being the best coach in the world. I want my guy to be the best coach in the world. I see a way to win. That's all. I'm not trying to discredit this guy from anything. I'm not calling for him to be fired. Not yet.
Can I ask y'all a question?
You've
preferably Fabian, because you harp on, like I said, these guys getting extended minutes. All these games, besides Game 4, can we agree all these was close games where it could have went either way?
Yeah.
Right. That's why I would give him grace for Game 4.
No. So my point is, it ain't like we had blowout games or we had games where we were just on fire where those guys could rest. A lot of these games we should have lost. So just imagine if our guys is not out there. We not in the second round. Listen, bruh, the Philly series, we should have lost that.
Nah.
Nah. Bruh.
Hold on. What's the overall? You agree with that, Flea?
Wait.
I gotta listen. I want to hear more. I want to hear his perspective. I'm listening.
I'm talking as a basketball fan now. Throw my Knicks card out the window. What I'm saying is, in that Philly series, we won some games that we should have lost. Like I said, in Game 3 of Indiana, we got lucky, and our luck ran out with that young man hitting the three. How many games down the stretch did we get lucky that we threw the game away, but the opposing team just couldn't seal a deal? Whether it was us missing free throws, whether it was us turning the ball over, whether it was us just doing bonehead stuff. My point is, Tibbs does not have no type of cushion to put those guys in there for a whole bunch of minutes because we're never up big. These games are close games.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, these games are close. These games are close. That's why I'm like,
Game 3 was the first time where we was up 9, and I was like, why is he bringing in Brunson when I think we Indiana might have went on a 4-5-0 run and we were still up like 4. That was the first time that I said, no, let Brunson stay on the bench for a little while longer. Besides that, we didn't have that luxury. I'm sorry. I can't blame Tim for anything.
I guess that's where the disagreement is coming up. Because I don't think that games 1 and 2, I think it changes if you let Ochoa play more and you don't just leave Hartenstein out there. Especially after Game 1, I understand you fell in love with Hartenstein and he got the game-winning block on Game 2 on Maxey. I get what you're saying from the results. Yes, but if he's allowing Ochoa to come in the game more, it's a different ball game to me. Like that, I'm talking about you can't approach the 76ers the way you do the Pacers because Ochoa can't play the same way against them. There is no hobbled center out there for the Pacers. It's just up and down for 48 minutes. It's a track meet. It's a different kind of approach. So with Embiid out there, it was just, to me, hold on, their MVP is down? No. There's no way possible we should have lost that series. If we lose that series, Thibodeau should definitely not have had a job. That's crazy. We were the number 2 seed? Nah, the MVP is hobbled. The current Pacers MVP, he's starting to come back into form, and they're way more at full strength than we are. So us losing this series, I can't fully blame Tom Thibodeau. I'm not saying that because he is who he is. That would be wrong to call for his firing and all that, and I'll be exaggerating. But as far as you saying that we should have lost to the 76ers, no way. No way. We should have been favored, and that wasn't even close. And there was enough. I think there was a different approach where we beat them in 4 or 5 games. And Mitchell Robinson is here for an extra game or 2. Not saying he won't get injured, because again, it ain't on Tibbs. It's the fact that we know he had 7 to 8 games in him to play, and 1 or 2 of those could have been against the Pacers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, fully healthy, a Randall, OG, like fully loaded. We thump Philly, in my opinion. Like even with a fully healthy Embiid, we get them out of here.
I agree.
I gotta go. We thump them.
I think fully loaded. We go to the championship. Yep. And we're battling against Denver.
Yeah, we thump Philly fully loaded. This game 5 though. Tuesday, home, MSG. Must win. Do we like what? Where we? The series is tied, right? Now it's the best of 3. I think we could win in Indiana, but I think we absolutely have to win tomorrow night. We have to win tomorrow night.
Real quick on that, OG Anunoby, of course, ruled out, and Jalen Brunson and iHeart are not on the injury report. So, whatever for what it's worth.
They're both hurt. Everybody's hurt right now, or injured, or
I'm gonna be real, fellas. We lose tomorrow, we lose the series. Have to take care of home court. I pick Knicks in 6, but I always said, and this is before the series, I said I wouldn't be surprised if it go 7 games. Indiana Pacers is the bizarro world New York Knicks.
You can't.
I'm trying to see how y'all play.
Because Bizarro is just. They are though. They're not gritty. They're finesse. They're soft. Yeah.
I totally disagree when you say they're not gritty. They might not be as gritty as us. They might not be as tough as us, but I don't think they're soft. I think the young man McConnell is the grit and the toughness of that team. And as much as we can laugh and play around and all that, he's a thorn in our side, like I said earlier. But tomorrow, Fleet, is very important. As long as we take care, because you got to remember, we all know in playoffs and sports, what do everyone say? Take care of home court and you'll be all right. When the home team wins, what do everybody say? They took care of home. What do everybody always say? If you could split one. So right now, the ball is still in our court. We still a favorite. But tomorrow is very important. If we lose tomorrow, we lose the series. Tomorrow is a must win. A must win. Listen, I'm a panicker. I panics. But I also know the game and I see what it is. We have to win tomorrow. We have to win tomorrow.
Guys will get a chance to get back into their rhythm, right? Get the rest that they need, recovery if they need. We back at the crib. You eat in your bed, you sleep in your bed, you get your chef, make your breakfast, your lunch. You know what I'm saying? Your routine, right? Your routine is a little different. That's why they always say in the playoffs, when you could get wins on the road, you have a level of mentality that is top tier, right? Not everybody prepares the same and could get mentally prepared to win games on the road, especially in the playoffs. So when you're able to do that, like that puts you at another level. Being at the crib, getting wins in the playoffs, that's light. You got the fans behind you, it's rocking. We at MSG, but I definitely think Tuesdays must win for us. Tuesdays must win for us. Tuesday, it's all about energy for us. It's all about energy for us. When we play with a certain level of energy, I don't think no team could really beat us. No team could rock with us because Brunson, Brunson, DiVincenzo, and Hart are so infectious to everybody else. When that core is rocking and rolling, and I mean flying around on defense, grabbing loose balls, grabbing every rebound. Brunson is killing his matchup, right? Like that gets everybody going. If we can just get those guys rolling early, like I think we'll be fine in Game 5.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I said from the beginning, OG Anunoby is the reason why I feel like we're a championship team. He's just so impactful, and I don't, he may have lost a major contract extension this summer because he can't get on the court enough. Like he's in Toronto, he missed just as many games, But him at, I mean, if you think so, for me personally, I'm judging very harshly. There's no way possible if you can't play out throughout the playoffs and we need you most. It's tough. And
I had to think about that, bro. Once we made that trade, at that point we knew we was gonna pay him this summer. When we made that trade, we knew we was gonna pay him this summer. Ain't no way. You see what we look like without him on the floor? His price just keeps going up.
Which has been my point. When you guys were on here, when Julius Randle went there, I don't know what the hell you people were talking about. I said, bro, this is the guy. This is the guy, two-way player. He's going to put us, I've seen enough. He's guarding everybody. This is insane. That's why, again, AllBall, to your point, we don't have him anymore. That thing against Philly should have never won 6 games because that guy is that guy. And we saw the last 2 games. Ain't no way we lose Game 3 with him on the court. No way possible. And then Game 4 is up in the air because ain't nobody showed up. But when you have a guy like that, that being said, he ain't coming in Game 5, man. He should be out the, like you said yesterday, Flea. I don't see him coming back.
Bro, he's done for the whole playoffs, man. Let's be realistic. Don't get your hopes up high. The report just came out. Mitchell Robinson is done, which we all knew. So forget about that. Like I said, they try to, hide, OG's injuries for the scout report probably, but he's done. But, we always say something, man. Availability.
Best ability.
Is the best ability, Flea. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I love OG. All y'all know when we got OG, I was ecstatic. Some people ain't see it and didn't understand, but I knew what it was. But at this point, we have, I'm pretty sure we have cap space, we have money, we have picks, we have assets. I might think about signing OG. I'm being honest.
But signing him to what?
No, I'm thinking about if I should sign him.
Oh, yeah,
right.
You got to.
No, hold on. I'm being honest, Fleet. I will survey the land, see who I can get. Because I'm gonna be honest. It's like Kawhi Leonard. It's like Jimmy Butler. No matter how great those guys are, if you're not there for us in the playoffs, and you're the reason that we can either get to the promised land or not, and most times you're not able to be there, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I can't pay you for 4 years and you're missing playoff series due to non-contact injuries. I love OG. If we get Randle back, Mitchell Robinson gonna be healthy. We may lose Hartenstein, but like I said, we got some pieces. We got some draft picks. I'm gonna be honest, Flea. As much as I love him and would want to keep him, of course, it's something to think about right now. To me, I understand what you're saying, but for me, right now, today, really sitting thinking about it, it's not clear cut that I'm signing OG, bro. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, in comparison to the guys that you just named, that's a great point. In comparison, let's just be fair. Those guys are a little older, right? Yeah. Jimmy Butler's a little older. Kawhi Leonard's a little older. You would be surprised. OG is but 26 years old, right? So if we do give him some money, a 30-year-old guy after that contract is up, 31-year-old guy, I don't know how disappointed I would be if we did sign him. I know that I would be disappointed if Philly signs him and he plays 75 games next year. I would be disappointed if Milwaukee signs him and he plays 80 games next year. Like, I would be disappointed if Indiana signs him and he's the piece that makes them just a little bit better than us. Like, I'm thinking about, what could happen if we did turn our nose up and say, hey, this guy can't stay on the floor. Don't get me wrong. He's missed half of the games that that were available for him to play with the Knicks. So I get it, OG. Like, I get what you're saying about, I understand your reservations. I just feel like when we made that trade, we got up out of having to pay IQ. So let me ask you a question, Fabian, and for the people out there. Overpaying, whatever you want, however you want to look at it. Would you rather pay Emmanuel quickly, or would you rather pay OG Anunoby?
Because that was
gonna be what was gonna happen this summer. What would you rather do?
Since I was gonna ask you a different question, but I have to answer this one. For $25 million, if it's the same deal, then you got to go with OG. But what I think what AllBall's issue is, and my issue is, you came here thinking you're gonna get 4 years, 150. That's $37 million a year. That's tough to guarantee you when you have proven to not be getting on that court, bro. Especially now, your role is way different than it ever was in Toronto. Your role is to be a championship piece. We've proven that fully healthy. And those names are essential they brought up. Kawhi Leonard wasn't old when we thought, hey, that guy's injury prone. He can't play every game. He might not be in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler, I think here and there, I think he's been injury prone the last couple of seasons, maybe. Joel Embiid is in the same mix. That's a hard contract to go after. Like, imagine if we traded for Joel Embiid. I'm not happy about that, especially with this flea.
But he's gonna walk into the office with Uncle Dennis and say,
okay,
look, yo,
but check this out.
Look at what y'all look like when I'm here. Look at what y'all look like when I'm not here. And that's gonna be easy for a GM. Leon Rose is gonna look at that like, oh shit. I mean, especially
giving up the number 3 pick and a 6 man of the year candidate and IQ. I get that. So I have to flip it on you though, and AllBall. How would you feel if, okay, he signs with Indiana or Milwaukee and these guys, but it's 4 years, $200 million? Okay, go ahead. Go right ahead. You do that. I'll take that risk because I don't want to take that risk. Especially with, it's Brunson, Randall, all these guys gave up money to be in this position to help you come to over here and land in this culture. So it's not just, once you make it too much about you, to me, it kind of turns things, especially when you can't play.
But he doesn't strike me as a guy that's not logical and doesn't realize that.
We know he's a scientist. We know that.
Yeah, but he doesn't strike me as a guy that's gonna want to break the bank and to sacrifice, flexibility for the team.
Well, for me, fellas, any of these plays, I say get your money. I don't mind.
OJ.
Right. I don't mind if you don't take a pay cut like that. To me, that's not the argument. For me, the argument is if Randall and Mitchell Robinson comes back, and we got, like I said, for me, the core is Hart, DiVincenzo, Brunson. Randall, Mitchell Robinson comes back healthy. Let's say we lose Hartenstein. Let's say we lose Burks. We may lose Precious, right? But let's say we keep in Deuce, we keep in Bob. Precious, Burks, some other guys we may could get a trade. We got enough picks. I'm saying if OG walks, I'm saying we signing somebody. It may not be as good as OG, but they are playing on the court. They're not injury prone. Like I said, I want to keep OG. Let's not get it misconstrued or twisted. I'm just saying right now, if I'm the GM, if I'm the owner, if I'm the coach, I'm having second thoughts. I'm sorry, because listen, man, we can sign you, and then you can turn into Kawhi Leonard at the Clippers.
Yeah, but replacing an All-NBA defender is so hard.
I agree.
That, OG, that shit is so hard, man. And for us to be in a position to have one, when's the last time we had one? Like, it's like,
but he's right though, Flea. I don't want to be in a position where the Clippers are right now. I just don't.
But that wouldn't be us, though. That wouldn't essentially be us. You would be looking at the Clippers. So we're comparing situations. The Clippers are in fully win now mode. That is championship or bust mode.
You don't think we are?
You sign OG? No. You sign OG and you give him big money. That's not like, okay, the Knicks got to win a championship the following season. I don't agree with that at all.
Wait. So you don't think coming into next season, because now it's gonna be different. Now you can hear I have my homeboys calling me out. Yo, I know y'all were that good. I know OG was that good. Well, because y'all don't watch, right? You telling me going into next season, everybody's gonna watch the Knicks fully loaded, and you don't see ESPN, all these other guys that are now on ESPN going crazy. They're gonna be like, "Yo, this is a championship team." It's happening in August. They're gonna do that. If fully healthy, you don't see them going.
Because everybody thinks we're a fluke. No, because everybody is looking at this as this is not real and this is not sustainable. So no, I don't think when we go into next year and all of these goofy shows is on here talking about what they talk about, they're not gonna say, "Oh, the Knicks should be a contender." They don't even believe we're a real 2 seed. That series against Philly, they would say this is not a real 2-7 seed. I mean 2-7 series. You feel what I'm saying, Fabian? Like, come on. The lack of respect that we have is going to continue until we raise a banner. Like, just call it what we want. We can make it to the finals. We can make it to the finals, OG. I swear to God, we make it to the finals, lose, and they will still say, "You bum ass Knicks."
Of course,
you bum ass Knicks. It's like,
what? But Flea,
You think, yeah, boy, do you think we're a championship contender if OG resigns? Do you think there's championship expectations?
I think at championship aspirations, but I don't think.
No, I'm saying, no, to your point, Flea, are the fakes and the floozies gonna flip and be like, "Oh, this is a championship or bust scenario now"?
No,
do you think so, AllBall?
Yes, I disagree, Flea. I respectfully disagree. But I'm gonna say this. Once again, I think all championship windows is short.
Mm-hmm.
I give it 3 years for any team that you get your identity, you get some good players, you get the culture, you get everybody to believe. Sometimes it just happens and boom, right? This is our opportunity. We see what we look like. We have to make progress on that. Once again, if OG is the missing piece, which I think he is, us fully healthy, he has to be able to stay on the court. Mm-hmm. If he cannot stay on the court, I do not want nobody. Listen, man, Brunson is my favorite player in the NBA, not because he's a Knick. What he did in Game 3, you watched him hobble. You watch him play after play. He could barely keep himself up, but he toughened it out. These guys are having injuries. Big shout out to Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, he might have came back too early, but you know what? I love that mindset. OG has injuries the way he can't play. I'm like I said, Flea, I'm just saying we need to watch him very closely. We need, like you said, we need some doctors to really pay close attention so we can understand what's going on, because we do not want a situation where we right there, because we now one move from either catapulting this way or we set back exactly 5 years back. We got to be careful. We have to be careful.
I think we're not. I think if you could trade for the Mikal Bridges and, like, I love Herb Jones, and we got to get somebody to handle that rock.
So
right,
that's the replacement. If you could do that, that's different. Then we talk about something different. But that's.
But I don't know. But I don't know if he totally replaces OG. Like, what I'm saying is that as long as you remain flexible and you're still like building to championship contention, that's a different level. That's a rarity. OKC's doing that. Minnesota might be doing that. Boston is doing that. Like, that's all I want is to them guys to compete. Forget look how much we were arguing about Tom Thibodeau for 45 minutes. Arguing about these players for 45 minutes. Leon Rose, you will get that smoke if you ruin this. You deserve to be kicked down and all that if you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, especially with this opportunity.
Yeah. But fellas, if we do, let's say we do make that move, that's just still, a move for the future. That's progress. If we get a Mikal Bridges and a Herb Jones, that don't mean we should win a title next year. That just means we keep building until we have that moment. See, remember, we're not Philly or Milwaukee or Boston where we got the super duper big star and we got the team constructed and we got all these talented. Like, look at that Boston Celtics roster. Look at that Philly roster. Look at that Milwaukee roster. If you're going off the back of the names, I'm saying for us, we have to be very careful. OG, we have to be careful with that situation. That's all I'm saying. Do I want OG? Yes. Do I want to sign him? Yes. Should he get as much money as he possibly could? Yes. But we have to be careful because we can potentially sign him. And if this is happening, Fleet, every year,
that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough money to move. I got it. I just, you know, I don't want us to get ahead of ourselves. I don't want us to think that, you know, because we've had 2 good seasons now, this makes us the hot spot. Like we can, you know, walk around with our chest out and say, "Hey, OG, you can go because you're replaceable." Like I don't want us to get into that space. Fabian, you could do the ad libs with your face, you know, the face ad libs. You could do all of that if you want to. The fact remains that that's not an easy. If you don't think Brooklyn is thinking about Mikal Bridges being part of their future, you bugging. If you don't think New Orleans is trying to make sure that Herb Jones and Trey Murphy are part of their future, you're bugging. Like those type of guys, those wing players that defend, hit threes, are long, those type of guys, they're not a dime a dozen, right? When you can get one that is really good, you got to keep them. And so, like, I fully understand what you and OG are saying about Anunoby. But I don't know. I don't want us to be in a position where we're devoid of a lockdown defender when we do make it to a conference finals and have to get somebody that can guard Jason Tatum for a 7-game series, that can guard Jaylen Brown for a 7-game series, that can guard Giannis for a 7-game series, that can guard the ascending Tyrese Maxey for a 7-game series. I don't want us not to have that. And if we decide to not sign OG, who is that going to be for us?
Well, before we decide that, the people who are in charge, what I'm saying is that that's the part that I made the face about. For you, I disagree with that 100%. They don't talk about the Knicks the way they talked about us 6 years ago, 5 years ago. Even with the hate now, they're sneakily including us, involving us in the elite teams that people want to play for. Because if OG is gone, you can't tell me these guys don't want to come here and play. All that you've been saying it all week, AllBall. Y'all really jealous. You really want to be here. This is what Golden State had, and then some, and it's a little bit cooler because Brunson is that guy. Like, this is all falling into place, and Leon Rose's master plan is working. I think this is a destination for anybody that wants to come here. Jimmy Butler would love nothing but to scare the hell out of Pat Riley, take less money and come here, because you ain't come in with that $50 million. But you telling me Jimmy Butler's not going? Yo, give me 25. I'll be there for 2 years, bro. I want to kick Miami's ass now. That wouldn't have happened 5 years ago. I think this is totally different. I think this is a destination spot for any player right now. And if they're not, if not, going back to the original point, AllBall, y'all don't want to work hard. Y'all really don't want to earn it. Y'all really saying a lot more about yourself than us right now, because we legit. That, like, to your point, Flea, which I didn't. That's why I don't want to kick Tom Thibodeau too bad, bro. Dog, who the hell else brings the style of play that we love? The football style of play I've been talking about, Flea. That's why I'm trying not to be too hard on him. What you talking about? Everybody else plays soft.
Listen, This generation, I've never seen a generation of ballers. My opinion, I can be wrong. A lot of them don't care if they win a championship. When you hear topics where guys is asking, what would you rather have, money or championship? Who even answers that? To me, that's not even like, so, you know, if a player wanted to be legendary, wanted to be great, wanted to do something that people thought would never be done, put your name up there with the greats, the best destination is New York. I don't understand how any of these great players don't say to themselves, if I go to New York and win a championship, I will be revered forever. But you know what crosses their mind after that? I don't care about no champion. It's a new era. The championship is not meaningful how it was 10, 15, maybe even 5 years ago. Give y'all a quick story, just brief. Jeff T, big shout out to him and his platform. he talked about how when he won the championship with Milwaukee, bro, they ain't even celebrate. Yo, he said they asked Giannis, yo, let's go to Vegas and celebrate. Giannis said, nah, I'm gonna go hang with my family. Your man said I drove home to Indiana and played 2K. Bruh, they don't care. Give me my money and let me go about my business. So for me, you know, it's just a weird era, man. It's just weird and it's sad. It's sad because I don't think nobody wants to be great no more. They just want to be rich. It's something that still want to be great. I'm not saying everybody don't. And there's nothing wrong with being rich. Who don't want to be rich? But still, it's like, yo, what happened to competitiveness? Wanted to be named with the greats. Listen, man, these guys is different, Flea, and it's just sad. It's just sad.
I just got turned off because I saw Draymond Green is on TNT tonight.
You see, I cut the TV off. As soon as I see him walk,
that just pissed me off. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, Flea, as soon as I seen him walk in the studio, and I think he gave somebody a 5, I cut the TV off, bro.
That just pissed me off just now. My
See, Israel, y'all bugging if OG didn't get hurt, we winning this year. You kind of missing the point though. That is our point. Why isn't he on the court though? We know that. Like he's proven that.
We know. Yeah.
He is him. He just is, and it's unfortunate because dang, you made a great point, old boy. He's just got injuries that like it's not the bone, it's the muscle. It's and it's weird at the elbow. We never heard of that elbow injury before until this season. Until OG Anunoby. But I don't know how you feel now, Flea. But when you said that, it kind of rung a bell. It's like, nah, we are the destination, bro. Like, we're the like, I didn't hear Jeff Teague say that. That is crazy. I just went home and played 2K.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
He went to the crib.
Yeah, yo, Flea, right? Yo, he said, I didn't even care. He said, I didn't even care that we won the championship.
Yeah, I just went to the crib.
What?
So, I mean, it's a different era, man. It's a different era. Yeah, I think we're a destination spot? No, not yet. I still don't think that. I don't, bro. I don't think that. I think.
But who is right now in your mind?
I'll say this. I think the way the league is right now, I don't think there's truly a destination team. I think that like still there are spots that people want to be, Miami, LA, you know, if you want to go down, come down to Texas for the no state tax. Like this, I still think those are popular places. But I look at it like this. If you're an older player, if you're a veteran player, if you're a Harrison Barnes, you want to do everything to be on the Nuggets. You want to do everything to be on the Minnesota Timberwolves. You want to do everything you can be to be on the Oklahoma City Thunder, Philadelphia, Milwaukee. I think it's really about the teams that are good right now. It ain't really about, well, you know, where we at and you know, destination and all that. Phoenix is beautiful. I would live in Phoenix, y'all, but I don't think that they're a destination place yet. Like I don't think so. So go ahead, OG.
You know why though? What was sad is those places are destination because there's no pressure and them guys are not held accountable. We are not a destination because we work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Guys don't want to be coached. Guys, yo, Paul George said, I think last year or two ago, we don't even the last time we practiced. So I think we are a destination, but when they see that, oh, I got to work hard. I got to get up in the morning. I got to be coached. I got to listen. And to me, that's just sad. It's just sad. And it's like that everywhere. Like these guys is really, like, look what James Harden did. How he just went to Brooklyn and said, I don't want to be here. Put me in Philly. Go to Philly. I don't want to be here. Put me in LA. Yo, man, these guys have too much power and they don't want to work hard. Like God, like you've seen the hurt in the Knicks players' faces when we lost game 4.
Mm-hmm.
When you see guys like Harden and Paul George have a bad game, they don't look like that. Paul George actually said, hey, man, you lose. It's not, you just go on about your business. Like these guys is, yo, man, these guys is crazy, man.
Guys is different, man. Guys is different.
Damn. I guess we're gonna bring it home with that. But Flea, y'all brought it together for me. Imagine being worth once you make $300 million. You know, I still don't expect Jaylen Brown to get a crossover going left and right, like and work on his left hand, because you become content, and then to show up in a place like New York where you got a guy yelling at you and holding you accountable. If I'm worth 300, like I don't have to do all that.
Listen, they could call it selfish, they could call it entitled, they could call it whatever they want. Us as fans, especially New Yorkers, born and bred, all three of us were born and raised in New York City, right? It's a different type of moxie we walk around with, different type of grit, different type, you know what I'm saying? And when it's applied to the New York Knicks, it's different. It's just different. And so as much as you want this to be a destination, you want guys that want to come here and be held accountable. Right? The guys that are here right now all want to be here. They all want to be here. They all want to work hard. Right? I will never say guys don't work hard in the NBA, but it's a preference for me, y'all. I'm going to leave y'all with this. It's a preference for me. And really the preference is I got to be able to see that you give a, you know what I'm saying? I like being able to look on the basketball court and say, oh, he give a, like he cares. You know what I'm saying? I watch Anthony Edwards. I know y'all, I'm huge on Anthony Edwards, but I watch that kid and I'm like, yo, that kid loves basketball. He loves playing basketball, right? And there's only but a handful of them. I say it about Ben Simmons all the time. That brother loves the lifestyle that basketball can bring. He don't really love the game.
Damn. You know what's sad? 95% of the game is like that, bro. That's the sad part, man. And once again, listen, man, I commend us as young, old, whatever age you are, black men, women. Listen, man, get as much money as you can. I've never been a hater, man. I'm for my people. You can do things that's positive, that's legal, take care of your family for generations and generations. Listen, man, do it. But don't shortchange us. That's all I'm saying. Don't cry about minutes. Don't cry about certain things. That's all I'm saying, Flea. These guys cry and whine about any and everything. They get into a situation, if it ain't to their liking, they just run. Let me just go over here. They don't fight. They don't stick nothing through. They don't do none of that. So, Flea, great point, man. Great point. Great point.
I want to thank you guys for humbling me, for even having the thought. Flea, you read my mind. I was lying. I did want to fire Tiz for a second today. But you guys humbled me, because what you just said right now is the truth. Tom Thibodeau is a part of that culture, and half the league hates him. That's even better, because you know when you on top, you're gonna get hated on. That's just what happens. It's unfortunate, and to your point, it is harder now with that thought of OG leaving when he's a guy that wants to be here. Julius Randle re-signed with CAA now. He wants to be here. Donovan Mitchell, who was out for tonight's game against the Celtics. I mean, it'll be tough to, that's a tough contract. I don't want him here in terms of basketball fit. I don't see it fitting. But the fact you want to be here, damn. That's our option, is a guy who wants to come to New York instead of not wanting to be here, where we criticize the hell out of you, and we got a guy who's gonna hold you accountable.
Can I ask y'all a question in the show, and maybe we could talk about it? I don't want nobody to answer. Just think. Who would you rather have, DiVincenzo or Donovan Mitchell? Leave it right there.
I mean, that's easy. That's easy for me.
Just think about it.
Yeah,
oh, we live.
Simple. Yeah, big Flea.
Hey, Flea.
Oh, boy.
I know where you're going. It ain't that simple for me.
Yeah, it's simple for me. It's easy for me.
See, this is where you go talent versus chemistry, brotherhood.
Of course. All of that matters.
Not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
You bastard. StreamYard, you've been messing with us all week. I don't appreciate that. Fabian Perspective, you already know Knicks all day. Knicks for life.
Yes,
We've
sir.
been live.
My brothers.
Damn. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Second. My bad. I just it popped up right now, Mr. Sports Guru. See with the super chat. We'll shout y'all next time when we got the fellas in the building also. Make sure they see it. Look beyond the injuries when investing in OG. Sign him to what he wants more than a defensive player potential to be a great. I mean, he's, to me, Sports Guru, OG Anunoby is a legendary style of player. He's a two-way type of player. He changes the dynamic of every game, every series, going in a season. He changes everything. He's highly impactful in that way, where he understands his limitations, he understands his strengths. And because of that, it's not like Julius Randle, who was All-NBA, and I don't think he was our second best player. I think Mitchell Robinson can be more dominant because he understands his strengths. When you have a strength and you're dominant at it, it's, to me, it's different than just being super skilled. Like, everyone says Kyrie Irving's the most skilled player ever. Okay, cool. Is you taking him over Shaq? Same thing, the argument with, Kobe and the Shaq argument is a little bit closer. Kobe's way more skilled than Shaq, but Shaq at his peak is like, bro, there's nothing you could do about him. To me, I'm going to be sacrilegious and say OG Anunoby, fully healthy, that dominant, is, as closer to Shaq than whatever else we have on the team. Maybe Mitchell Robinson's offensive rebounding, and the contributions that he makes, Brunson's leadership, his whole package, no Diddy, is closer to Shaq also. But OG, he tilts the scale that much. He's just All-NBA legendary potential. And those are the kind of guys that bring this optimism to us about the Knicks. Damn. Woo, championship. We see it. We couldn't see it before, but the rain is gone. I can see clearly now. Fabian Perspective. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yo, listen, hit that join button. It ain't just the subscribe button. It ain't just the like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that join button, man. Members, join the AllBall family. I want y'all to start telling us what you want to hear from us, what we got to do to really, become more of a family and contribute to the family, especially with guys being members now. This is amazing. We totally appreciate you guys. Thank you from the AllBall TV family, from the bottom of my heart, bottom of all of our hearts. Y'all help us keep going. Y'all help us make this thing happen, man. Knicks for life. You already know. Fabian Perspective. I'm out of here. Oh, wait. Oh. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.